Ugh, what a terrible backdrop. That's not professional at all.
This is Crye 2, we are in sectors. Gunner up, scanning with thermals. Break. Have visual on enemy armor in the vicinity of the EMS on. How copy over?
What's that? Crye mod up in the title? Holy smokes! Wait, what's this short version thing? Oh, that's right. I'm not done the video. So I decided, you know what? I'm tired of keeping you guys waiting. I'm gonna do a quick version of how to make the pants, the Gen 1s, because the reason why the Gen 2s are delayed is a whole nother story. I'm not gonna get into that into this video. Anyways, we're gonna make some Gen 1s. Let's get it. Alright guys, before we get too much into the specifics of what you need, basically just take into effect this. This is the Gen 1, this is the first pair I ever made. There's going to be some little mistakes and places to improve upon, and I'll kind of mention it as I go. And this is supposed to be the quick short version, so keep in mind it's not going to be a tutorial, more of a review slash kind of quick how-to. So make sure you've got enough materials to get by, and you can judge that by the end of the video of how much you think you'll need. Roughly, I would say you need about 1 pair of pants extra to use the fabric, or if you can buy the fabric separately, get about 3 meters by probably another 3 meters. So judge your own craftsmanship and how much you think you'll need, and yeah, go from there. So to start off, basically the only thing we do to these pants are we add the pockets on the front for the Crye knee pads, as well as 2 little pockets up here. I also added in a bungee cord here so that they do have a little bit of elasticity, similar to what the stretch panels on the Gen 2 versions that I make have. So the best way to make these pants, and this is the way that I started making them, is to, if you have a pair of Cryes or fake Cryes, Chinese, whatever cut, measure out the dimensions for the knee pad and then add an extra 5 to 6 millimeters on the edge if you're decent at sewing, and if you need some extra help for the folding over and you're not as fine, just make it larger. So basically all you do is you make that pocket with a piece of paper, make sure it fits well, then move to the fabric, cut it out, and try your knee pad to make sure it fits. From that point on, what you want to do is unstitch the side here so that you can actually sew inside the pants and sew on the panel. So as you can see here, mine's been folded over. It's a little more durable if the inside piece is folded in quite a bit. And then it's sewn onto the pants. Now as you can see, there's no stretch panel, so it's pretty simple just to do a Gen 1 like this. The difficulty comes in just sewing skills in general. So I mean, I'm not here to teach you how to sew. I'm not the end-all expert. Make that pocket and sew it on. Like I said, make sure you unstitch the side. For the elastic band on the inside, simply measure it to your knees when you're crouched, and then when you stand up, pull the pants back up and then hold that crunch here or whatever, hold that binding fabric so you know how far. Like this is how far they come up normally, and that's where they go to when I'm standing, so that they're always in the same spot. And it's just a little elastic band, like a fabric elastic band on the inside too, just kind of for extra support. Moving up to the pockets, again, general sewing skills just come into play. You just make a flap, fold it over, make a little button spot if you know how to do that. If you don't, search up on YouTube or Google how to do that. And then you'll have your phone pocket right there. Or, I mean, that's what I call it, but you can use it for whatever, anything small. And then obviously on the back, this is something I improved upon at Crye's I'm not a big fan of, and that's their knee retention system. So instead of one piece that flips over and kind of grabs and pulls just one side over, I always thought that was weird because then you'd have a lopsided knee pad. I decided to put them on both sides and make them a little smaller. So all I did was, with the pants still unstitched down the seam, before I sewed it up obviously, I added just about 3 inches of Velcro on the back because you don't want too much to crumple it up. But obviously if you've got really skinny legs, then you'll want a little more so you can cinch it down more. It's all depending on you, so as you go by, and because this is a custom thing, you can try on and see what works for yourself. And obviously Velcro on either side of these little flaps. And again, to make these flaps, you just fold over the fabric, 2 layers, and then make whatever shape you want. I just made kind of oval finger looking shapes. Let's go right there. So did that to both sides. And that's about it. I mean, I didn't go too far to add elastic up at the top of the waist. I didn't do the knee pad elastic. I didn't add Velcro to the bottom of the pant leg. I kind of skipped those steps for this pair of pants. And for the Gen 2s, I actually skipped the pocket up here. I skipped that step too. I'm not sure why. I may add it again, but again, the reason why this tutorial, the longer tutorial rather, with the dimensions and whatnot, if you don't have a set of Cryes or the equivalent available, that'll be the tutorial for you to watch. So yeah, if you do have that stuff handy, this should get you going. And yeah, if you just want a quick Gen 1 version, I mean, it does the trick, and I've used these extensively and they've been fine, then go for it, because it's really quite simple, and a lot of people, I think, overestimated. I really think a lot of people overestimate how hard it is to make this. All it takes is some general sewing knowledge, which I learned rather quickly overnight. Well, I wouldn't say overnight, but just to kind of learn how a sewing machine works, get the shapes down. I mean, everyone can draw. If you can use a ruler and a measuring tape, then you're good to go. And then you can have a solid pair of pants just like this. So short, sweet, to the point. Hope you guys liked it. Stay tuned. I'll have the larger tutorial available soon with more details for the Gen 2, which includes the stretch panel. We'll probably put the butt panel version on there as well. The whole 9 yards, so as close to Crye as possible. But that could take a little while longer. Like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail. There's complications with other stuff. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and see you soon. Alright guys, so that's about it. Crye Gen 1 mod. I'm just calling it Crye Gen 1. I don't have a name for it. Crye ST2 Gen 1 pants video is done. Basically, to recap, a little summary of what you're doing exactly. Get a pair of pants, like the proper set, something, whatever you want. Just a pair of pants that you want to mod. Get the exact same fabric, or a second pair of pants that you're willing to rip up to do the same thing. Cut some fabric out for it. Make the shape of the knee panel. Sew the knee panel on. Make the straps. Good to go. Follow those easier steps earlier on. If you've got a pair of Cryes or the equivalent already, measure the dimensions off of that for the knee pads. And if you don't have those, or you don't want to do the Gen 1, you want to wait for the Gen 2, then you just got to be patient. I'm doing as much as I can to get the tutorial version of the Gen 2 out as soon as possible. And when it's out, it'll be out. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon.